we are back with our ATEM Mini Pro to take it apart once again, because we are going to turn this thing into a very unique piece that I don't think anybody else will actually ever have. So there's the guy right there. And we are going to turn this whole thing white, which means stripping the entire thing down, and then we're going to plasti-dip the thing and then put it all back together. Now, the way that we can do this and not have really any issues is because the majority of the labeling is actually on the keys themselves. You have a couple here, they're like mic 1, mic 2, picture in picture, duration effect, video wipe. Those are all, yeah, those are all buttons and labels that'd be nice to have, but most of the labels are actually on the keys themselves. So, shall we start doing this? All right, so let's go through this one more time. We're going to pull off these feet here. And for me, they come off pretty easy because I've pulled them off like 3 times already. So let's get these 2 off. So we're going to take out these 4 screws like we did last time. As you can see on this one, with the black, and it's really only on the bottom, but it gets kind of, you know, you can get a lot of little bits and scratches and stuff like that that make it look kind of ugly. And like I said, this is the bottom, so that's not a big deal, but on the back you get that too, where you're trying to plug in stuff and look around that power cable, or that power outlet. It's just like, when you're trying to twist that thing and turn it in, so, ooh, there goes a screw. So let's get the rest of these screws out. You're out, you're out. Just waiting for you, dude. Okay, so we got, I'm setting these aside in a row so we know what order we went in. So we're going to go from left to right with the screws. So, oh, we need to get our hidden one, right? Yeah, we need to get our hidden screw. So we're going to take a little screwdriver here and slowly peel up this label. Where did I go from before? I think it was on this side here. Yeah, there we go. Told you it's going to go a lot easier this time, because I did all this already. And we'll put that sticker over there. Get this last screw out of here. I felt him come all the way out. Let's see. Okay. So all those screws over there are for the outside. Okay, let's see here. I should be able to just pop this out if I remember right. Hopefully I don't bust it. I think we could probably get it. Because right here is where that, right in this area is where that ribbon cable is. So I want to start from this side. We'll kind of slowly pop these out. Okay. No, back in. Here we go. Okay. So we got it popped out. We're gonna open this up. Oh, I was wrong. The ribbon cable was on this side. Well, looks like it's still intact, so I think we'll be okay. Okay. Ribbon cable's on the shorter side, if you were wondering about that. Okay, so now that makes it easy to pop that out and open it up like that. And we are met again with our insides, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to, our ribbon cable already came out, which I hope was okay. But in order to plasti-dip this thing, we got to take it all out, right? So we're going to slowly take apart what we did last time, but first we're going to pop this little guy out. He should just slowly go, and we got the bottom from the top. So let's concentrate on the top first. And we're going to remove our fan shroud here. Let's see what we got. Yep. So we'll take the shroud out first. One, two, three. All right, and then that's the shroud. The shroud just comes off like that. We'll put it over there with its screws. The fan just lives on, and I think we're going to take out, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws we got to pull out to get the top free, which will give us exactly what we need. So let's see, there's one out. 2. Ooh, careful me. You want to be very careful not to slip and hit any of these electronics, any of these, anything. You don't want to hit anything. Let's just put it that way. I need to be more careful. I need to be more careful, that's what I need to do. So that should release the top plate, this last screw. And then we've got this guy. That will come off just like that. And we'll get some high-res photos of these up once we get all this figured out. Okay, we're going to set all these aside. So we got our pads. And we'll set this guy aside as well. There's the front and the back there. I know the lights are shining there, but like I said, we'll get some high-res photos of those. All right, so there's the, oops. So there's the top. And I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna plasti-dip all of it, and then if I don't like that, I might just do the top. Because the top white and the bottom black might look pretty cool. So maybe we'll do that. Yeah. But I'm just going to try it all first. Okay. So now we're on the bottom here. Let's stick that in there for now. And I'm going to move all this stuff before I do the spraying. Okay, so if I remember right, we had a screw under here, right? Yep, one right there. We had a screw under here, under this side. there, and then we had a couple, if I remember, under here somewhere. Was it on that side? Yeah, it's got to be under here. Yep, there's one. And there is two. Okay. So we'll get this shroud off of here. Just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we can lift up this shroud here. Oh, 6, I forgot one. Over here in the corner. We should be able to pull all these up. There we go. All right, I'll just set that over there. We've got 6 screws with that one. Okay. So, to get the actual motherboard off, or PCB off, I should say, we're going to go, is it just that one? No, there's got to be another one somewhere. Guess it is just that one. Okay. Because I remember we had all this together when we pulled it out. So, oh, you know what I need to do? This is what I need to do. I need to take this guy off. That was really stupid. This guy right here, it's got a nut on it. So we need to loosen that guy quite a bit. There we go. Get him off of there. All right, so put him aside, and then this whole thing should just tilt and then pop out. Yep. There we go. Just like that. Now, there's the inside there, as we saw before, and this entire plate can just come out, which is very nice and convenient for us. So set that over there, and there we go. We've got the upper part here and the lower part here. And this is the last time. Well, we won't see them black for much longer, so let's prep for that, and then we'll plasti-dip these bad boys. All right, so now we have our completed torn apart ATEM Mini. We have the upper section here and the lower section here, and we need to make sure it's really clean. This is the stuff we're going to be using, the Plasti-dip. It's a matte white, and it's extremely flammable, so be careful. All right, but we need to make sure it's really clean, so we're going to use some isopropyl alcohol and get everything cleaned up. Bottom. I'm not going to worry too much about these areas where the sticky stuff was, because it is what it is. I may actually cut those sections out with the Plasti-dip and, you know, make it all nice. So Now I'm just cleaning the top, or the exposed portions, because inside I don't expect to, I'm not going to cover that. That doesn't make sense to me. So we'll have to, we're just going to cover up the outside here and see how that works. That's all we really need, that's it. That's really all we need to do. They are ready to go. Now I have them on cardboard here. I didn't tape off anything else because if you understand Plasti-dip, it comes off pretty easy. So we're gonna do 3 coats and we'll spray them down. We're just gonna do a even coverage. That's all we're looking for. Of course, that's what you always want to do with whenever you're spraying something. And then we are going to wait about a half hour in between coats. So we'll lay down a coat and we're kind of going to lay it down in one direction. And then the second one will be like this direction, third one like this direction, however we can do it. So let's get going. My garage door is closed, but I will be wearing this guy whilst I do it. So I got a mask on, so we'll be good. Got my mask on. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm just gonna get each of the sides here a little bit. The back, I definitely want to get the back. Okay. Coat 1, done. Now we'll come back in half an hour and do the next coat. All right, so it's been about a half hour. As you can see, the coverage isn't the best, but that's why we do multiple coats. So we've got the front looking pretty good. Anyway, so we're gonna throw on coat number 2. Okay, we'll go a little bit down here. Turn it around. Around the sides. We'll come over on this other side. Make sure I get a good coverage over everything. Kind of spraying funny, if you can tell. I'm spraying a little weird. Like globs are coming up like that right there. Get that little glob. I'm gonna have to do 4 coats on this bad boy, but there we go. All right, so there's coat number 2. Things looking pretty okay. We've got some, there was a glob right there that kind of came off. Hopefully it's not too. too bad. Okay, we'll let this dry for a half hour and then we'll come and do coat 3. All right, so this is after 2 coats. I'm a little bummed by the coverage. It looks like doesn't look as smooth as I thought it would be, and I'm shaking the can to make sure everything's coming out okay, but it doesn't look quite as smooth as I was hoping, but we're gonna keep going. We may do 4 or 5 coats. We've got plenty of Plasti-dip here, so we'll see how it goes. Let's throw on this 3rd coat. All right, so that was the third coat. I went like super thick on that because I think it ended up being a little bit better the thicker I went. It was kind of having that weird orange, not orange peel, but a weird texture to it. So I went a little thick on that one. We'll let it sit for a half hour, one more half hour, and then we will probably do one more coat just to get a good final, make sure we got everything on here. So we'll wait a half hour and then we'll come back and do one more. All right, so here it is after our 3 coats with the thicker coat. And there's a few little spots that I didn't do too well, but we're gonna let it dry. I'm actually gonna do one more coat on here to make sure we got everywhere, just kind of a lighter coverage. And then we'll see actually how it ends up. So here we go for this last coat. Probably gonna go a little thicker on this one as well, just like I did last time. Should go on the top first. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I think that you just want to make sure, at least from what I'm seeing, let me spray just a teeny bit more along here. I'm putting on a thick coat so it'll all kind of blend together. And as it sets, it kind of sets and spreads. I mean, it looks super thick in there, which it probably is, but we're just going to go with it. So that is our painting of this guy. So we are done for tonight. We're going to check it out tomorrow and see how it looks. We're going to let it sit and dry overnight in this fashion. And I can already tell that since I did pretty thick, I'm going to have to pull a little bit off to get some of the clips back in and make sure that everything is clean and clear and that we can put this all back together. So we will figure that out on the morrow. All right, so it is the next day. So we're going to do what I didn't do in the last video, which is we're going to expose the processor itself right here, and then we are going to remove the thermal paste and take a look at it. We'll take some high-res shots of everything, of the board and all its components, and then we'll put some new thermal paste back on and complete it. So let's get this guy off. If I remember right, we just have to pop these little guys. Careful. There's one. There's two. Okay. So hopefully this should come off easily since I've already taken it off. Because this is all you have to do, and then you just pop this guy off very slowly. Oh, he wants to come off. I can feel it. Is he all the way out? Yeah, he's all the way out. Okay. So let's see if I can get this. There we go. There we go. We got that off of there. So now we're going to get some alcohol and some paper towels, and we'll get the thermal paste off of here. This is a Xilinx zinc chip. That's what it looks like to me. Just get the remainder of this stuff off. All right, so there we go. Make sure we got it in there. Get the Xilinx Zinc Ultrascale Plus XCZU4CG. Cool. Okay. So that is the chip. Now we'll get some pictures of this. I need to clean off the heat sink here. I don't know if I need to, but I'm going to. And then we'll put some fresh thermal compound on there. So, all right, let's take some pictures. All right, so we took the pictures. They're all done. I'll put a link in the description where you guys can go and see those on highteconlife.com. And so now what we need to do is we need to put this thermal paste on. This is literally the best stuff they had at Best Buy. So I'll throw it up here. XTM50. I honestly don't know if that's any good or not because I am not a computer builder, and I know Corsair is a pretty good brand for some things. I don't know about the thermal paste, but this is the highest rated. So it was high performance thermal paste for, let's see, XTM50, 0 to 2 degrees Celsius temperature increase per watt. Whatever that means, I have no idea, but we're gonna open this stuff up and get us a little bit of thermal paste on here so we can get the cooler back on. I'm probably going to do this wrong. You guys correct me in the comments, okay? Just tell me if I'm doing this wrong or right. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that was pretty good. Maybe? Okay. Now I'm going to go this direction. There we go. And then I'm going to put a dot there, a dot there, a dot there, and a dot there. I feel like I need to say lttscore.com right now, and I can't. lttstore.com, hey. And we're going to put this guy back on. We've cleaned off the thermal paste on that. So hopefully this can fit right back on. We're going to squish it down. So, ooh, that feels good. I like that. Okay. So now we need to pop these back through the holes on the bottom here. There's one. And get that second one in there. I have to get a screwdriver or something. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we got both those back on. We got new thermal paste on there. So I think we are good to start putting everything back together with this guy. So I've got this guy here. Oh, he looks pretty good except for there's a little thing right here. Oh, no, that came off. There's a little bit of bubbling, and I'll see if I can zoom in on this. There's a few little bubbles here and there, but when you step back and look at it, it looks pretty good. You can see down here it was a little odd on the, you can see on this camera, it looks a little funny because it ran just a little bit, but you know what? For a first try on doing Plasti-dip, I think it ended up looking pretty good. So what I want to do first is I want to make sure that I don't have any extra bit of Plasti-dip around. It looks like it's pretty clean. And I need to also see, like, there's a little piece of something right there. I need to also just take this a little bit out right here, so that light can shine through again. And Plasti-dip usually comes off pretty good from what I've seen. So I'm just going to slowly go around with this pick and see if I can get it to pull off. Not too bad so far. Hoping to get it a little cleaner, but we'll see what happens here. Well, it's not bad. There's just a teeny little bit remaining right there. On that edge. Ooh, there we go. That looks good. So that'll allow that disc light. You can't see it now because disc is covered up, but that light that says disc will come through right there. Okay, so we're going to put the bottom back together first. I've got all my stuff. I ended up putting them in plastic bags so I didn't forget what was what. Let's see, so we got these guys over here. Those are going to look cool. We've got this shroud along with these screws. And we've got this guy that sits in the bottom. We can just put that in right now. There we go. He's lining up good. Perfect. Okay. And then I've got the rubber feet. I'll put those aside. Okay. So, first things first, we need to get the bottom board back in because it sat right here. So we're going to slowly get it back in to its place. And those all should go through. Ooh, that's going to look so cool. Oh, it looks kind of cool. Not as cool as I thought, but it looks okay. because on the back here, I mean, it kind of looks cool from that angle, but there's some bubbling and stuff coming up here, and you know, there's some peeling up here that didn't quite go how I want. I have a feeling I'll have to, we have these little clips, you can get that, these little clips up here that go into the top. They'll have to peel back a little bit of the Plasti-dip to get, actually, yeah. All right, so we're gonna start putting this back together with these screws. We've got this shroud here that's gonna go on just like that. Okay. Ah! And they all came tumbling down. So let's get these guys in. So that's all the ones under there. I'll put this guy on. I gotta be careful. More careful than I'm being, to be honest. All right, now we can screw this guy back on. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to take some of this stuff off around these clips because I have fear that these clips won't clip in. Just a fear. Hopefully one that has some merit. This stuff just peels off, which is kind of nice, but you have to get a good, like, see how that will peel off kind of on that break. Oop, a little too much there as I say it. See that? Okay. Not bad, not bad. See if I can get this one over here. Come off. There we go. Oh, see, got a little too much there. I was saying earlier that I may just take off this whole bottom stuff because it may just look cooler with the white on top. But we'll see. We'll see how this gets back together. How well it does. Come on. we're gonna go with that and see if that works. Okay, so the bottom is basically put back together. Then we need to go to the top. So we're gonna take our top piece here and make it look awesome with our buttons. Now I wanna make sure I get these back in properly. I was actually worried they wouldn't fit with the Plasti-dip around, but it looks like they're fitting pretty good. Yes, yes, okay. We're gonna leave it like that and get the motherboard on, or the PCB on, and then we'll take a look at it. So these screws were, they were in with, oh, they're right here. They're in this bag. So let me try not to spill them this time. How about that? There we go. Wonderful. I have a feeling this is going to look really cool when we light her up. All right, so I'm going to go around the perimeter here, get a few in. Just straight in if I can. Come on. There we go. Ooh, it's gonna look cool. It's either gonna look really cool or really stupid. One of the two. Oh, that's one for the shroud. That's right. So I've got 3 screws for the shroud. I gotta remember where they go. Let's see if we can figure that out. And we'll put these on at the same time. We probably should put these on at the same time. Okay, so those 3. I've got those screws right here. They're probably the same screw, but just to be safe, we'll use these 3 where they're supposed to be. 1. Make sure that wire is free. 1, 2. And 3. Okay, let's get the rest of these screws in. We've got 5 left, so we'll get these in. And then we'll take a look at the front. All right, let's take a look here. Ooh, that looks nice. Look at that. Ah, that's gonna look nice. Okay, so let's get this guy. We'll get the ribbon cable and our fan power and control. We'll get all this back in. You know, it's kind of hard to see. See if I can do it like that. Get this guy as I hit the camera. That's nice. Use my precision tools here. There we go. Okay. I'll just drop this back on. Oh. Yeah, that looks so cool. Okay. There we go. I just got to put in these last few screws to the outside. Now, I know there's this black line here, but you can't see it when it's like that. So I couldn't, when I was spraying, I really couldn't get up under there too well, but no one's going to see it. And it's still going to look super rad. So get these last few in and then we'll power her up and see if she actually still works. Because who knows? Who knows when I take things apart? Like I said in my last video, when we actually took this apart for the first time, I had a track record growing up where I'd take things apart and then they wouldn't work after I put them back together. So whether I hit something that I wasn't supposed to or what, but it wasn't a good thing. So we're going to see if this guy powers up. I'll get my super awesome ATEM Mini loom that I made a couple of videos ago. There we go, look at that. Look at that guy. And it doesn't impede the buttons at all, like all the buttons still feel, oh, as I say that one felt a little weird, it like got stuck in the side. For the most part, they feel pretty good. Ooh. Ah, see there's a little thing. See how it's going a little. Just have to watch that, I guess. Aha! There we go. Okay, let's power her up.